Think for yourself. Question authority. Think for yourself. Question authority. Throughout human history, as our species has faced the frightening, terrorizing fact that we do not know who we are or where we're going in this ocean of chaos, it has been the authorities, the political, the religious, the educational authorities who attempted to comfort us by giving us order, rules, regulations, forming in our minds their view of reality. To think for yourself, you must question authority and learn how to put yourself in a state of vulnerable, open-mindedness, chaotic, confused vulnerability to inform yourself. Think for yourself. Question authority.
Hey there, welcome to another episode of Drafting to Win. I've got a 7-win sealed report on Kaladesh. This happened November 14, so Kaladesh had just dropped. This is my first time seeing the set. I started playing Magic back in Ixalan, and I started drafting around Dominaria. But I had some Hearthstone arena experience before that, and then just developed a system that I really want to share. And that's kind of the reason I've been pumping out these videos, is because I want to help other people that are interested to figure out ways to learn how to draft for the most amount of wins, if that's what you're interested in doing. So I got 7 wins, 2 losses. I want to go over, I've got 4 PowerPoint slides, maybe 5, on kind of how I got to those wins, the mindset, points to keep in mind. And let me go through those, and then I'm going to show you one game. It's actually the final game in the series. This is always the toughest. Usually it's your best showcase against the opponent's best showcase. It's the final game. If you lose, in that case for me, it would have been the end of the run. And if you win, it's the end of the run, and you get the max amount of the payout. So let's get started. Let's keep going. So Kaladesh Remastered is a new set. By the nature of having a new set, is it brings new opportunities to practice your skill set. I really think that taking brand new sets, going in blind, that's where the largest, if it's like a step ladder and you feel like you're plateauing, just hitting a new set can get you, it's always a new opportunity. It's a new set of cards. We'll go into a little bit more detail of why that's so important, but it's worth opening up saying that this is an opportunity for you to test out new ideas. You can develop pattern recognition for format synergies. You can do this yourself. You don't have to rely on someone else to tell you what to do. This is a great opportunity to think for yourself before you consuming guide content or content that guides you, because then you'll never, you won't never get better, but it's like taking a cheat sheet versus actually studying the material and showing up and by your own will having the confidence to take the test. And that's really what competition is. It's not about listening to what other people say. It's about finding for yourself. That's why I call this series Drafting to Win. You are trying to find the win. It's not showing you. It's a lot deeper than just tips and tricks. It's a philosophy. It's what I'm trying to do with this series is give you a skill set and tools that you can select from, hone the tools, use the styles that you want, and then go and grow in your own way from there. Think for yourself before you consume other guided content. Strive to create your own unique pattern recognition. That's something that nobody can take away from you. Once you recognize, if I play aggressive with these 3 colors, this can happen, this can happen, this can happen, because 2 sets ago in M21, I played this style of deck, and now I'm going to apply that here to Kaladesh Remastered. That's really interesting. That's really cool. It's really nuanced. I highly recommend. That's what I do, and so that's why I recommend it out. Consider going into the set blind. This is an opportunity to develop your own opinions. Use resources to supplement after you construct your own opinion. Even if your opinion's wrong, the supplemental material, it's really helpful because you can make the idea yourself, make a statement, and then you try it out on the arena, the battlefield, the test, the competition, the one-on-one aspect. Like, you just take it out to the field, test your theory, and if it doesn't work out, seek that guided recommendation. People like LSV, other YouTube videos, Marshall, for the Magic the Gathering, LSV, they partner up and do that podcast. Lords of Limited, they have a lot of good series. Consume that stuff afterwards and take their opinion and then tack it onto yours and go, okay, all right, that jives with what I'm doing. So yeah, kind of hit that point over the head. Be willing to fail fast and let go of your previously held opinions. Test the idea and then evaluate the results. So let's get a little bit more practical advice for the gameplay. This is kind of like, you saw this all if you want to go see the 3-hour long video where I include the first hour is just the draft, clicking a sealed Kaladesh Remastered, and then putting the deck together. And then I'm not sure we made any changes throughout the entire run. So the last 2 hours of that video is the entire run. And I'm going to show you the last game of this series right after this. Analyze your first 6 mythics and rares. You can do this however you want. I'm just telling you how I did it. So I just take those first 6 that you get in the pack and look at what you have there. What is good? Why is it good? The why is more important than what you think about it. Can you explain why one of these mythics is bad? You don't have to be correct, but just can you attempt to make an explanation? I don't think this card's good because you've done a lot of thinking if you're able to do that. Can you explain how these cards work? Can you do it really simply to yourself or to someone else? And that can just be an internal thing. Can you recognize a hypothetical situation and then apply the likelihood of that situation occurring and say, would this card happen this way or that way? And just give it a 1, 2, or 3 likelihood of it happening. 3 means it happens all the time to every single time. 2 is, moderately. And then 1 is this will almost never happen, so it's not worth it. That's very basic. That's very broad. And you might be wrong, but that's okay because you're saying this is either going to happen really likely, not so much, or barely at all. If you can recognize that hypothetical situation and apply one of these mythics or rares to that situation and then give yourself that probably will never happen, that's a lot of thinking. That gets you a lot. You do that pattern, you're set up for, you're on your way to winning. Wide guesses are encouraged at this stage. Magic is a card game, not a NASA launch. It's better to be wrong a lot of times in this game versus never testing your ideas. That is the absolute worst, to not make a statement and not test out. Maybe you're the one person that thinks this one card is amazing. Test it, run it through, and you can reject a lot of results, and as long as you're driving towards it, what you think is correct. I mean, but be willing to amend your opinion so that you're not wrong all the time. But be wrong a lot. Congratulations. You say congratulations to yourself because you've completed Bayesian analysis. So that's the first step of what this is. You think it's a complex thing. You've heard of that term, Bayesian analysis. You're doing it. So building the deck, this is where we're narrowing down the practicality. Start with the likely colors. This is, you've already looked at the mythics. You've decided if they're good, if they're bad, what situations they can apply in. Which of those mythics are you likely to and it's just a guess. You've got all the time in the world to sort your sealed deck out, or you've got 40 minutes or whatever if it's in person, or an hour. That's still plenty of time. Look at what your likely colors are, and then within those color sets, I started off with blue and black in the run that you're going to see. Look at the cards one by one and just analyze. And what I mean by analyze is what I said before. It's also the very common, this is where bread comes in. Bombs, priorities, right? Bombs, removal, evasion, aggro, and then the duds are just filler for the last. You want to prioritize the bombs. What do bombs actually mean? Bombs mean it's a good piece of removal and it's got a body on it, or it's a high value card that almost always 2-for-1s, or it's a very cheap card that does a lot just on the field. That's typically what they mean by bombs. Removal is 1-for-1. I play a card and it removes something of yours, and it removes something of higher value to your opponent, or it creates a tempo swing so that on their end step, you kill off one of their creatures, turn goes back to you, and you can play something to be aggressive. That's why removal's so good in this format. And if you have a 2-for-1 removal, that's amazing. Quickly, what that means is you use one card to defeat 2 cards of their opponent. You do that enough times, you can swing in for lethal. Evasion. Evasion is flying creatures, things with menace. They're good in drafting. They're good in sealed because you don't have all the answers. Not a whole lot of board wipes happening. Aggro, sometimes just playing cards that kill them as soon as possible is better than nothing. And then you have duds, which you just kind of identify. So that's how you perform your analysis. Identify your strongest color after you've gone through this exercise. Then identify your synergies with that color. So I knew blue was going to be my best color in this sealed draft. Then I said, what is blue trying to do? And then I put in a second color, which in this case was black. And then I looked for a third color, which happened to be red. And you can change all of this to suit your style. Sealed, there's a lot of sealed, there's a lot of guessing. So there's guesswork involved. You're not sure if it's going to work out, but you're building up your reps and your experience and the way you're thinking about drafting. So everything points towards this. It all brings us to this point. So in the game, and I believe this is the final slide, play to your style. This is as simple as possible. Don't try to do what other people do. You can incorporate other people's, the way they play, what they're trying to do into your style, but you have to develop your style and then play to it. If that's too broad of advice, I'd be happy to go into it. Send me a comment or talk to me. I also have my Discord linked everywhere. So I'm such a small channel. You're going to see like 8 views, 12 views, a couple videos that have 150 or 300 views. Those are kind of anomalies on my channel. I would love to have more of those, but because I'm so small, if you're watching this right now, you've invested 12 minutes of your time, 13 minutes of your time to be in this, send me a message if you want to, or either I coach you or you coach me, because I always something to learn about discussion. Play smart. That speaks for itself. I felt the need to write this in there because you've got to tell yourself that. Read your opponent's moves and consider why. This is so big. I know that my opponents are not doing it to me. Sometimes they do, but I get so many wins because my opponent didn't read me, or I get wins because I read my opponent correctly and I considered why they did the actions that they did. Take your time. Don't get emotionally invested in the negative emotion. I see this all the time with really good players in person. It happens to me from time to time, and I have to remind myself of this advice. And I see it on stream with popular people. Don't get emotionally invested in negative emotion. These are the basics, right? Anger, frustration, impatience. None of that's good. It's never worth playing through if something pisses you off. Kind of just be aware, watch your emotion, don't push through it, address it. Just have some patience, get through it, connect with the positive emotions, not with the negative ones. Take a step back and look at your larger game plan. That's going to help you get over any losses very, very quickly. You want to be looking at the forest, not the trees here. The larger game plan, not the micro details if you mess something up. By turn 3, 4, 5, maybe 6, you want to identify if you're the aggressive player and you need to evade underneath your opponent or just get the quick win. Or if you're chilling, if you're taking back, you're trying to stave off the aggression and outvalue your opponent. So that involves lots of 2-for-1s, and you're probably going to win in the long game and choke your opponent out over a long period of time. Or, I guess they kind of fizzle out. So yeah, that's all I've got. Let me set up the game that you're about to watch. This is the final game. I'm at the time you're going to see this, 6 wins, 2 losses. I have the deck that I just described. It's an insane deck that I'm playing. It's an insane deck I'm playing against. Very entertaining, lot of back and forth. You're going to hear me not know what to do at some points, be very sure of other plays. It comes right down to the wire. It's super exciting. I hope you enjoy it. And if you're interested, I highly recommend you watch the entire 3-hour thing, or just scrub through it, click through it. Don't watch the first hour. Start watching the gameplay. Maybe just watch the draft portion, where I'm picking out the cards from my sealed pool. However you consume the media, I want to create content to hit that so that you can consume the media as easily as possible. So there's no friction between me making this stuff and you watching this stuff. So enjoy it, learn from it, teach me something, continue drafting to win. I hope you enjoy the gameplay. See you next time, okay? Thank you so much. This has been a fun set to draft. I'm having a good time. And it's going well. We're making good decisions in the macro. Kind of a few mess ups here and there, but overall, good run. I think, this might make it into a series or into the drafting to win, like official series, but maybe I'll just upload this live stream. And I'll do a quick commentary. What I'll do is I'll release a quick video covering 1 or 2 games or like something interesting about this run. And then say, hey, the live stream's up if you want to watch it. So, okay, we've got Ice Over. We've got Prophetic Prism. We've got a playable. We've got Good Colors. Leave and Dust we have not played or seen the entire run. Which is kind of crazy. All right, what you got, Skirk? And after this game, win or lose, I'm going to take a break. Go do some chores. Okay, whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, you get an energy. Target creature you control to its owner's hand. Seems okay. It says hello. Oh, Windy Constrictor. That's insane. So already a good start. I'll play that card. This would benefit them. We'll do Shipwreck Moray. Or maybe the Glint Nest. Because if we get our other Prophetic Prism. Didn't. Yeah, this is fine. Does that have death touch? No. Okay, do develop on board. We're going to be developing on board. We'll just play this big guy. And I think we'll just pass from there. I'm not going to attack for 1. I'd rather just save it in case he tries to swing with the 2-3. Pretty good. So he put a +1/+1 counter, but got an extra one because of Winding Constrictor. That is really good. Okay, we could play the Maverick Thopterist. Just gives us stuff in the air. If he swings all out, that'll give me some information. So I'm kind of tempting my opponent to see what they're going to do. I think it's most likely they have a good deck that they're setting up. They're getting lots of energy. They're going to have an energy payoff of some sort upcoming. So I think they're going to just sit back and chill, and I just got a free point of damage. But I'm kind of fishing to see what they're going to do. Like they might go 1, 2, 3 and swing all out. If they swing with the 1, what I think I'm going to do is block with this card and this card. And see if they use some sort of combat trick. Okay, now that changes some things because I probably will just block with the Maverick and let the 5 damage through. And then I'm going to use Ice Over on the big guy. Okay. Used a combat trick. It's actually a really good combat trick because he removed one of my creatures and then won this point of combat. So, yeah, that was solid. Okay, we're going to use Prophetic Prism. See what we get. Paradoxical Outcome. That could be good. We're going to use Ice Over on the big creature. And then we're going to chill. Ether Chaser's doing nothing on this board. And Paradoxical Outcome is not that good because we're behind on tempo. And it's crazy that the opponent hasn't even like used the energy payoff yet. But yeah, this is going to be crazy. Luckily, he can only use it when he attacks. So if I get something like, okay, my out here is the 2 mana black card, the removal. All right, I didn't find it. I could bounce the left in the dust. So that's something. Play that. Opponent doesn't have reach. Could do 2 points of damage. Then they'll swing out. I'll bounce this card, take the 5 damage. I'll activate this twice and kill that. So I'll be taking 3 points of damage. And I should have done, yeah, I did do the check for no reach. Okay. Let's see what happens. This is not looking good. We have more cards than the opponent, but they have such good board advantage. And they keep drawing good stuff. So they're going to outvalue us. I have to find creative ways to win this game if I'm not going to win this just by like trading 1 for 1 and okay. So here we could play Untethered Express and Aether Chaser. We could swing for 2 points of damage. The swing back is going to be real bad. But 2 points of damage gets him to 15. It's just not a lot. I know I could do 4 points of damage, getting rid of the Renegade map. And Paradoxical Outcome. This is not looking good. But I think this is our only way out. It's just getting them down, trying to survive. On board, if they swing, I'll trade with the Untethered Express, like the Malfist squad. It's going to take them a turn to play the Riparian Tiger and then attack with the Riparian Tiger. It does have trample. Then by that point, I hope to have played the Marionette Master and then possibly one of the Gear Seeker, whatever it's called, the big guy that does unblockable damage, and just sneak out a win by that point. That's kind of the game plan I'm hoping happens. Okay, this I also didn't see that it was Menace, so that sucks. That's just 5 free points of damage. There's nothing I can do about that. I guess there was something I could have done. I could have kept one of these back. Yeah. What do I do here? Let's do this. Oh, maybe I should have kept the Thopter back. Yeah, fuck. Kept the Thopter back, used it as a blocker, and then it would have, if that way, if I lose the Untethered Express and the Thopter. Okay, all right. I see what I should have done. If we survive this turn, which I don't think we will. I mean, maybe. Maybe. So passing to attackers. He should use all his energy here. Oh, it only gets that much? Oh, then I might win. Holy shit. Okay, passing to blockers. Yeah, we do this. He can't kill the marionette. This doesn't have death touch. Holy shit. I thought he could just activate this and keep on paying 2, 2, 2 over and over and over again. Could have used all his energy and made this thing just ginormous. Now, if he finds a way to kill my marionette master, then I'm still out of this game. But I don't think that's happening. Okay. Holy shit. This costs X less to cast, where X is the total converted mana cost. Sacrifice 2 artifacts. What do I do now? Because that doesn't go to the graveyard, does it? What do I do? Can I win this? If I could win this, and I'm going to kick myself later if I'm not seeing it. What do I need to draw? Okay, let's do this. Well, I could do 1 point of damage. I don't know. I don't know. I could do the paradoxical outcome. I have no idea. This is actually the most interesting game of the run, and this is the hardest because I know that there's something I could be looking for in my deck with paradoxical outcome. I don't have very much to like haste, so I think I'm making the right decision by doing this, by attacking, and then I'm looking for like another renegade map, but then it enters the battlefield tapped. I just don't know. Does this have trample? That doesn't have trample. One, two, three, 4, 5, and then I can use that to block. I have no idea about this game. I don't know if this is right. Okay. Die young. Glint nest. Good game, he says. Discard a land. Discard a land. He's going to attack with the 1. I think I'm okay. This is crazy. What an insane. I'm going to make a video about this one. This is an insane game. There's been a lot of just doing stuff without knowing if it's correct. Something to keep in mind is I don't have timeouts remaining, so I got to play with a sense of urgency. Okay, I'm going to block that. Obviously. I know I can get the Gear Seeker out. Aether Chaser is a nice, just little blocker. And then if this survives one turn, we win. Oh, that's nice having a Metallic Rebuke. So I absolutely need to get this guy out. Right? And then I need to get a blocker out. Could block that. I could block that. Oh, the Metallic Rebuke doesn't work here. He has too much mana. This has been a crazy game. I mean, this is where it gets exciting. It's just right down to the final, final boss. Swings back and forth. So should I have pulled this out? I don't know. Okay, we are going to pass to blockers. We're going to block that. I think we have it. All right, use this. Don't heal. Don't heal. Good game. Do you mean that? Come on. There we go. Yes! 7-win run. Nice. Oh my God. That's amazing. Boom. Claim prize. Kaladesh. 2200. Let's see what we got in our packs. Oh, this is from the old Seagate Reborn. All right, this guy. That's cool, whatever. All right, let's see what we got from Kaladesh. Spire of Industry.